why does she have that look on her face like she's not amused and she wants to be somewhere else? Welcome to PTG TV. This is your host Antonio Hicks. So happy New Year's to everybody again. I mean, if you didn't get that listen to the last episode. You know, we always have it the first part of the year. We always get Sundance that comes in with the movie festival, and we also get CES, so your Consumer Electronic Show. But first off, how about Georgia got snow for the first time in how long?
Come on, come here, come a little closer. Don't be afraid, no, I don't wanna hurt you. Little more, come near, let me just show you. Don't know, can't talk, let me just show you. Don't be obsessive, it could be intensive, it could be explosive, it could be offensive. Don't be defensive, don't be aggressive, it will be a waste cause we could be expensive. You need a little fee in your life, you need a little me in your life. I wanna see the sea in your eyes, you need to be free.
Move, move, body, move. Move your body till you can move. Move body, move. Move your body till you can.
It's been some years since we've gotten some snow. What was it? The snow apocalypse? Where it was like really serious. I mean, the amount of snow that we actually received, I think it was like 2 inches out there, 2 or 3 inches out there. It was a lot. Like it was a lot of snow. It's crazy. And of course, when you talk about Georgia, people refer to Georgia as Atlanta. And Georgia is not Atlanta. Everything doesn't revolve around Atlanta. It does to a degree, but everything doesn't revolve around Atlanta. But I will say, though, they was out showing out in Atlanta. I don't know, they was doing other parts of Georgia. And it made me a little jealous because I live out, I'm OTP, I'm outside the perimeter. But yeah, that's what we all say here, OTP. So I'm outside the perimeter, but I mean, everybody was having fun in town. I mean, they was wilding out downtown that I know my kid probably is because he go to school down there. So I'm sure he was having some fun, but yeah, man, it's fun because we got snow for the first time. I hadn't seen snow in a long time, and whenever y'all see this, we're projected to get snow again. But we'll see if it's going to be the amount that we received like last week. Whenever you seeing this, like it was the first part of January. But yeah, so CES. So it's tech time again. And, everybody highlighting and showcasing their main product that they have out there and stuff that's in concept, kind of like stuff I work on in R&D and stuff that's probably going to make it out to market. A lot of the stuff is not even in production. It's still in the whole testing beta phase, and they just showcasing it out to the public or showing them what they're working on in their company and some of the things that they can do. But I mean, to me, it was just okay this year. I mean, some of the stuff that I've seen, of course, there's a lot of exhibits out there, and I would love to actually get out there. Being a technology person and have worked in technology over 20 years, if somebody is willing to let me come out and speak at their booth, I can speak highly of the technology they may have. I don't care if it's working on servers. I don't care if it's working on memory storage or memory in itself or storage. I can speak on AI, which is going to be a key topic today. But I would love to come out and speak for your technology at your booth. But I mean, the main topic this year, which I'm sure a lot of you you already know about it and you're not surprised. I know, shocker, is AI. So they had one company out there that was really pushing it heavy. I didn't realize how large of a chip manufacturer they were. But it's crazy, though, because when I start talking about this, it makes me think about TikTok. Because I'm like, and the whole thing, I'm trying to ban TikTok here in the U.S. So let's get to this one company first, and then we're gonna circle back around to why I said about TikTok. So one company that's just a large chip manufacturer. I mean, they're making chips for your smartphones, for appliances and things of that nature. It's a South Korean company, and they're doing their goal is to make AI more accessible to the public. So the company is called SK Global Development Group. So South Korea Global Development Group. And a couple of things they're working on is something called a high bandwidth through memory chip. So it's the HBM3E, which can process over 230 HD movies in 1 second. So on the personal side, it's because the chip I just mentioned would be paired or working on top of like a GPU. So the whole purpose of that is be able to scrape data, and all of it is geared towards AI in itself. When you're trying to do searches for these large language models, or when they're when you're working on stuff itself. I mean, because like I've been working on this project I got coming up, and I asked for it to, if it can find a video on it, and it sure as hell did scrape through the data to find some YouTube videos on what it was that I was that I'm working on right now. But they're one of the big things they're pushing to come to the general public, because the chips are for, like, they have one on NVIDIA's new, I think it's the Blackwell, I think is what it's called, their new GPU that's coming out, because NVIDIA's behind all of the AI stuff. So they're working and coinciding with NVIDIA in general, or the other manufacturers that's out there for their things. But they have this digital system that's coming out. That's an AI digital system that's going to help you plan your day, and what a guy described it as is help planning your day and plan your life and stuff. And it's called Aster. Now, that would be great if it were to actually come out with something different. But I mean, we've seen that before. I mean, Gemini has that right now, to where now they've opened up Gemini to where it can connect with your calendars. And it can connect with your, all of your Google Sheets and, all of the Google products and stuff. So now you can use Gemini as a personal assistant. Now, Apple has it in their way, but they're partnered up with OpenAI with their Chat GPT incorporated into iPhones 15 and above, which I don't have an iPhone 15. It's, to me, AI isn't worthy enough for me to, upgrading my iPhone. Now my business phone, I got a new Pixel 9 Pro, but still it's been great, but I don't use it as, which I probably should, but I don't use it as much on the device itself. I do use it on my desktop computers, but not as much on the device. And that's the thing. Well, let's get back to TikTok. So we was talking about South Korea, and like I said, I didn't realize this place was such a huge chip manufacturer. I knew Samsung was, but I didn't realize this place was as well too. So it comes back to this whole thing of, which is how the whole TikTok thing is personal, because they were talking about it's a security risk, and because of the Qingqing, I think is what it is, the government, Chinese government, having access, or they sit on their board, and they could potentially have access to the data that TikTok has. But I'm like, I mean, that's cap on that. Because I'm like, first of all, our government, and this is not even get political, we still get back on technology, but still, this is why I call cap on a lot of that stuff, is the fact that our government does so much to spy on us anyway, which is always crazy to me when I hear regular people start talking about, oh, well, all your information is going to China. I was like, do you think China really cares about y'all protests that y'all got going on over here, and or y'all new dances, or y'all singing, or y'all cooking with Kaya? Do you think the Chinese, I mean, they might like cooking with Kaya. Do you think the Chinese government really cares about data like that to that degree, to know about regular old Americans? I mean, to me, it doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't see how they could even use that to attack or do anything to the great US of A. So I'm like, that's why I say, a lot of that stuff is just cap. It's just, Zuck not liking that, the fact that this has a open algorithm that's not governed and can be dictated by our government over here and be bullied, like Zuck has been bullied, because now he's folding to go back to what he was doing before. But yeah, so everything anyway is all about AI again. And to me, AI is interesting, but it's not to, even the general AI, it's not to where I would like it to be, to where we're talking about it so much. Because until you get to where you're at Jarvis level, which is what I would like to see, when we start talking about home devices and stuff, and then getting back to where we can actually use it as consumers, I mean, to me, it's not. That's why I'm like, it's not that impressive to me. That's why I was like, they got a lot of stuff over at CES that's coming out, but still, in general, I don't see anything that will be that the average consumer, average consumer, can benefit from. It's great to showcase it. I mean, it's especially great for your board of directors to see that investors, to see what you're doing and how you're trying to push up to the next level. I mean, because hell, we up to, you can get 30 terabytes to, I think they're talking about getting them to 100 terabytes, but you can get up to 30 terabytes right now for the public to put inside of your internal computers. It's expensive as hell, but still, they put it inside your internal computers or have it for external computers. That's great. That's functional. That means you can carry around a lot of storage, and it still be compact and compressed, not double negative. It can be compressed to where it's small and it's not taking up a huge amount of space. Whereas, the older hard drives, I mean, they did have that large storage amount, but they were spinning disk and it would take forever. They weren't fast at all. One of the other good things I did see though is they have this new headphones coming out that helps out with cleaning your ears. So it's like an over the ear type headphones, and it's called Black Bees Beerbird Earsight Flow Shoots. Flow, I guess is what the name of the company is. Yeah, Black Bees. Can't even talk. Beebird Earsight Flow. So it shoots water into your ear canal to clean your ears out, and it has like the little over the ear headphone, like the over the ears, the cups and stuff so it washes everything out and then keep it inside of that itself. Now, I would like to see how it gets where the water goes, because I'm like, the water has to come somewhere when you take it off. So I'm like, are you gonna open it up and now you got water and earwax coming down the side of your head? I don't know about that, but then they have the new, not new, but they have the smart rings. And we've already had smart rings, but now they've increased the battery life on them to get up to like potentially 30-day battery life. And they want to add in some AI stuff, of course, AI stuff with that, to monitor your health, sleep, stress and activities. And we've got some of that already now. They have the lighter smart glasses that's coming out. That's different than the Ray-Bans, the Meta Ray-Bans that's out there right now. They're, that's cool, I guess. I would like to see that, but I'm a glass nerd. I have different glasses on. I'm wearing the same ones right now. But yeah, a lot of them, when the health trackers are great. The one I did like though, is a sleep wearable that you put over your head. And that's the thing now too. It's like, I don't know that when I tell you about it, how comfortable it would be to sleep in it. So it uses your brain waves. So it's a real-time brainwave tracker. It's called the Friends Brain Band. And it helps to monitor and moderate your brain band to like, it's kind of weird how they describe it. It's but it helps to monitor your brain band to help you get to sleep and then to sleep better. Now they actually have done some market research on this, and they've done some trials and to make sure that stuff is actually working. So that's one that I would like to see coming out to the public, which I think it is if they're doing that. I'll be interested to see how comfortable it is though, because I can't have too much on my head. Like when I sleep at night, what I have now, I have my headphones, some like in-ear headphones in my ear to play like white noise. I listen to horror podcasts, which is crazy to me. I didn't realize it was a thing that other people are actually doing it. So there are a large group of people are listening to horror podcasts like I am while we sleep at night. And it gives you some of the craziest dreams, which I like. Like, y'all might not like being chasing stuff in y'all dreams, but it's always weird to me when I have those very vivid dreams. And some of the things, the hertz behind them or the sound behind them, it actually triggers that. So like when I'm listening to thunderstorms, like for my white noise, I get those kind of dreams. Horror stories, absolutely, definitely. And there was another one I listened to. It wasn't 72 hertz. Like it would give me crazy dreams. And I love it. Like I wake up. I have a terrible time sleeping anyway. And I hate to say it like that because I'm trying to speak stuff over myself. I want to get better at that. But it's one of them where I feel like I was having an out of body experience because of the hertz, the sound that I was listening to. But yeah, I would like to see this because I'm like, it would actually help out and let me know, like, how your brain is functioning when you're trying to sleep at night, and just to make sure that it's comfortable. So they don't have a price on it because again, it's in concept, and like I said, they've done studies on it or trials. So, but yeah, a price wasn't listed out because I'd be interested to see how much they would charge for something like that. Because the rings are already expensive as hell. Like to get some of these rings, they like $300, and you have to pay for a subscription with them as well too. But I don't know, man. That's it for me. When I start thinking about technology and the things coming out of CES. Of course, they got smart cars. Cars are getting greater when it comes to the technology inside of them, especially EVs. So they have larger batteries coming out for EVs. I can't tell you the range on them because I didn't even do any research on those, but I just knew that I saw that as part of CES. Of course, they were talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and being included into. I don't care what nobody says when it comes to technology. In the technology space, it is not equal across the board. And I mean, they can get rid of all these DEI programs everywhere, which I don't even think they were necessarily even helping. But it is not equal across the board. And I'm not just talking about for Black people. I'm talking about women and women as well too. Not Black women, just women as well too. So it's not equally diverse across the board. But I did see a lot of the CEOs here now are women, which is a great thing. But I mean, yeah, it's that kind of stuff is great. I mean, I want to see more Black tech companies, like major Black tech companies, and not just like I want to say gimmicky stuff. Where I mean, it's a lot of us out here doing website designs, but like actual get into research R&D stuff to where we're creating, chips or new operating systems and things of that nature. Because I mean, I would love to see something like that. But like I said, I sit aside at CES. I mean, there was robots there. They had the one guy showcasing the robot lady as the partner or the assistant, or you could use her to showcase your product, which is wild to me because how she was looking was extremely robotic, something that you would see like a Chuck E. Cheese. And I'm just like, would I have shown that? I'm sure he did that just for the investors to show that he's working on it. But she was real choppy. Her voice was okay. But I'm like, you have better AI models out here now with voice that sounds, perfect. Like it would be hard to determine if you was listening to me over the phone whether or not it was AI versus, an actual human being. And her voice was still kind of choppy. So I mean, y'all can check this one out.
Could you please introduce yourself and what you do?
I'm Aria, the flagship female companion robot of RoalBotix, and I'm here to engage with you and share exciting insights about our robots.
Why does she have that look on her face like she's not amused and she wants to be somewhere else? Outside of that, I mean, that's it. I mean, would y'all date a robot? Like, I believe we are getting to that place to where we are disconnected and people will start dating machines. And, I would have said that a long time ago. I would have said that because I was an introvert and I didn't get out as much. Had an extremely hard time talking to other individuals when it comes of the opposite sex, talking to women in general. So, yeah, not to say that it's good, but it might have helped with being open. But I'm not going to sit here and say that, most people wouldn't. I mean, there aren't a lot of partners right now across the board. I don't think, especially in my city, people having a hard time doing a dating thing. So if your whole thing is having a companion, especially with the elderly, I mean, y'all heard me say this on my other videos. If y'all, for my OGs out there that's listening to my stuff before, I think that robots will be good when it comes to the elderly because it will give them somebody to talk to, especially when kids can't be around all the time and or you having a fallout with your family. So it would help with giving them somebody to talk to, and especially once you get to where they can actually move around and be, like their assistants to help out with, picking up things for them or going to get their medication and walking them around the house. Stuff that you would typically see in sci-fi movies. I'm ready to see that kind of stuff like right here and right now. And to me, that will be advancements because now you can actually see where they're actually helping out people and the consumers out here in the public. And I know they're going to be super expensive, like Musk is talking about, and which I would never buy any of his products, but Musk is talking about having his stuff come out. It was supposed to come out this year, which I knew that was capped, but it's coming out next year, potentially with his robots. Well, I forget what they're even called, and I'm glad I forgot what they were called. But I did a whole video on them talking about that, and the robots that was introduced at CES last year, I think it was. But yeah, those to me will be the most exciting things outside of bringing generative AI to the house to where they're actually your assistant, to where it connect to all your smart devices, which I know a lot of y'all be creeped out about that. But I would be interested in it again because I'm looking at the whole Tony Stark aspect of it, Iron Man aspect of it, to where I got an assistant that can follow me around throughout the house that I can hold conversation with, from my TVs to my smart speakers, to my devices, to my phone, everything. So when I'm talking and or they detect the sign of stress, they can ask me, am I okay? And then, of course, the cameras, that would be the CCTV camera. I have cameras in my house. They'll be cameras, and they make sure that, I'm doing fine. Because I think there's a lot of things that when we start talking about mental health, I think that would be great when it comes to mental health because you have somebody that's monitoring you all the time. And you have to open yourself up to this, open yourself up to your systems being able to do this. But at least they would be able to detect something going on with you, and they can ask you, "Are you all right? Do you need some help? Do we need to call somebody, or do you just want to have a conversation? Let's just talk about it. Like, what's going on mentally." I think that will be great because it will help people out in a time of distress, whether they're old or they're young. It will always give them a place for them to talk to, communicate with, and somebody to connect with that they can't get out of a regular routine. So that's it for this episode. So I'm trying to be consistent again. Thank y'all for tuning in to the previous episodes. If you listen to them, if you haven't, hey man, I understand. I was gone for a minute. Had a death in the family, but still, excuses are excuses. I was gone for a minute, but glad to be back now. Talking about everything across the board from technology. We're gonna get on these fires too out in California that happens every year, but for whatever reason, these seem to be more extreme. Well, it's not the most extreme, but it is more extreme. And then the new government is coming up because I told you I'm gonna be the king of petty monitoring that. So thank y'all for tuning in this episode. And until next time, y'all be safe out there. Peace.